Right, happy lockdown everybody, it's Khash again, and I'm finally back with a ranking video. It's taken a while, I've kind of been putting it off. It just seems daunting, with these massive collections, when I'm looking at them like, I haven't listened to some of these collections in a while, and going back to them, revisiting a couple of albums, like trying to put them in an order, like, do I like this one better, or so for there, whatever. I am having a really, really bad hair day. Anyway, so today I'm going with Priest, Judas Priest. We're just going through the studio albums. I'm sure there was something else I wanted to add about it, but I can't remember. I've done my best to rank them in my favourite order. This is my ranking, so don't get offended if your favourite is not where it is in your ranking. This is how I tend to listen. I've tried my best. I haven't listened to Priest in a while, with the exception of the latest album. That's the one that I've mostly been listening to. Yeah, so maybe we should get onto this. Okay, right, here we go. So, you know how this works. Least favorite to favorite. Yeah, I don't think there's any sentimentality about these. I don't know. Okay, so at the bottom, probably the same for everyone. Jugulator, 1997. For some reason, I kept thinking that was 95. I don't know why, but yeah, Jugulator. I like the album art. Well, okay, let's get this right. Not so much the album art. I like. You can't see it 'cause everything's in the way. The full picture of the Jugulator, I like that. Okay, but when it comes to the album art, I don't like the way it's all pixelated and stuff. Maybe that it was a small picture and I had to zoom in or whatever, but all the pixels just really ruins it for me. I suppose that's the only redeeming thing about this album for me. There probably are people who love this album. Don't like the way they had that. Didn't see the point in that logo. I know it's kind of the Priest logo, or one of them. If I grab this one, yeah, it kind of is part of the Priest logo, but still, never did anything for me. There's only one song I like on here. Okay, so you got the title track Jugulator, and okay, that's all right. It's heavy, and this is a very dark album. Obviously, this is the first album with Tim Owens, Ripper Owens, whatever you want to call him. And I noticed that a lot of great bands in the 90s, they released some weird albums or dark albums, like Maiden, for example. When they changed to Blaze Bayley, it changed, and this seemed like a much more heavier, much more, almost a slower pace to the previous album. Yeah, Bloodstained, it's alright. Dead Meat, again. The only one I like is Death Row, apart from the really long intro, but when it kicks in, I really enjoy that one. Then you got Decapitate, Burn in Hell, Brain Dead, Abductors, Bullet Train, and Cathedral Spikes. Cathedral Spikes was okay, it was a bit mellow to begin with. I don't like the mellow ass intros, like really long ones, but yeah, that's like at the bottom for me. So I've got no room to put it. What am I going to do? Let's try and stick it over there. Yeah, there we go. Right, next up is the follow-up album, Demolition. Okay, this one was slightly better. This came out in 2001. This was slightly better. Machine Man, One on One, Hell is Home, Jekyll and Hyde, Close to You, Devil Digger, Bloodsuckers, In Between, Feed on Me. I like Feed on Me. Suffragette, Subterfuge, whatever the hell it says, Lost and Found, Cyberface, and Metal Messiah. The album art is boring. The CD doesn't do, the whole album just doesn't do anything for me. But because I like Machine Man and I like Feed on Me, that's one extra track that I like from Over Jugulator from the Ripper era. One on One's alright as well, but I think that's why it's number 2. it is quite a number 2. So that's enough about that one. Next, there might be some debate on this one, but next is the debut album Rock'n'Roller. It's not a bad album. It's Priest before they were Priest, so to speak. You know, this is Priest. If you think about it, 1974. Okay, when Rob Halford was known as Bob Halford. What can you say? What can you say about this? I believe, if I remember rightly, there was something about this whole album was written for a different singer, and so when he left and Rob stepped in, he just had to work with what was there. You got one for the road, Rock'n'Roller, which kind of okay. I think the reason why this is more, I rank this higher than Demolition and Jugulator, is because it's got more of a bounce to it. You know, Winter, a bit too mellow. Deep Freeze. I can't see this. Winter Retreat. Cheetah. Never Satisfied. Run of the Mill. Dying to Meet You. And Caviar and Meth. Even though on here it says Caviar and Meths. But yeah, I think this was the UK cover. I know the re-release or the US version. I'm not a fan of that cover. It looked a bit better, but I prefer this one. You know, the classic bottle cap. This to me, it does stand out. This was Priest at one point, and this is what kind of gave them their break. So strange. You know, you listen to everything Priest has done since. Even if you listen to the follow-up album, Sad Wings of Destiny, it's completely different from this. But yeah, I think it's just too far detached from the Priest that I know and the Priest that I grew up with to be Priest for me. So it's still better than the other two. Right. Next, we're going with one which I was excited about when I first heard about it. It was a brave attempt. I give them that. Nostradamus, the concept album. There's too much instrumental in it for me. The songs are alright. I'll give it that. And the artwork kind of intrigued me. I think I saw a different version, but you know, I like the Nostradamus stuff every now and again. Like, not so much the album, but Nostradamus himself. So that's why I was like, yeah, they're gonna do a concept album based on Nostradamus, and it was quite an uphill thing. I got the book edition because it was different. I did like that. I like that. Could have added something more there, but I did like the 4 horsemen there. I think that was the only other real picture in there. That was boring, just a waste of a couple of pages. All in all, it's done quite nicely. It's presented quite nicely. You see that? Doesn't that just remind you of tattoos that women would have on the small of their back? Pretty strange to put that in there. Yeah, so you got Dawn of Creation, Prophecy, Awakening. I think, if I remember rightly, it was Prophecy that I liked. The ones keep saying, I am Nostradamus. You know, I saw that live. I saw quite a few of these. They did them on their Epitaph tour. They did quite a few because this was the most recent album at the time, and this was the last album to feature KK. Yes, I think it was. Revelations, The 4 Horsemen, War, Sands of Time, Pestilence and Plague, Death, Peace, Conquest. I like Conquest. Lost Love, Persecution, Solitude, Exiled, Alone, Shadows in the Flame, Visions. Maybe it was Visions. I don't know. Hope, New Beginnings, Calm Before the Storm, Nostradamus, and The Future of Mankind. There was just too much mellow, weird stuff going on for me. I get it, it's a concept album, and sometimes you do need that little sort of interlude, but this was just too much of an interlude. Well, yeah, the songs, really, you had an album's worth of songs, and you had a disc worth of songs, and then you had a disc worth of interludes. You know, the whole 2-disc thing. Where are they? Yeah, there's one there, and then there's one at the back. Just there. but not bad, you know. Taking the other three out of context, or whatever word I'm looking for, this would sort of signify Priest if it was an early album. That's why it's at the bottom of my list. You know, it's better than Rock and Roller, I think, and not Rock and Roller, Rock at Roller, but I think it's slightly better. Well, better because it's more Priest that I know. Okay. Next up, there's definitely going to be some hate. I just think it's an overrated album. I really do. British Steel, 1980. Oh, that Nostradamus was 2008. Yeah, it was. I forgot. I keep forgetting to give the years. You know, for people who don't know the years, it's always handy. But yeah, 1980s British Steel. The artwork. Maybe at one point it was intriguing, but I've seen it on that many T-shirts in, you know, just run-of-the-mill shops. I think they did it in, I think it was Top Shop or Top Man or something. And it's like the Number of the Beast. That image is everywhere, and it kind of destroys every aspect of everything about the album. You know, because it's in all these trendy places, and it's just like you see all these people who don't know what this is. Like, oh, it's a hand with a razor blade, and it says Judas Priest if they can read it, and it says British Steel, yay! And they haven't got a clue who Priest are. Maybe they know Breaking the Law, but yeah, Breaking the Law is another song I don't ever want to hear again. Right, you know, Rapid Fire, which is a good song. You know, Metal Gods is a classic. Breaking the Law, no explanation needed. In fact, when I saw them live, I don't know how long they've been doing this for, but when Breaking the Law started, Rob just turned the mic stand round to face the audience, and he was just walking along as the audience was singing Breaking the Law. He did it with 2 Minutes of Midnight, I think, as well. I don't know whether it was the whole song with 2 minutes. Not 2 Minutes of Midnight, Living After Midnight. I get confused. Grinder. Now, the thing about Grinder, it's an alright song, but a couple of months ago, well, damn it must have been about 6 months ago, I was working with this guy called Dimitri, and he loved his metal, and he pointed, there was a pre-song that was on his playlist or something, and he pointed out Grinder, and I never thought anything of it until he said he'd heard that Grinder is a gay dating app. Fair enough, okay, whatever, but he then added in this little bit, and like, think about it, Grinder, looking for meat. You know, the line is Grinder looking for meat. So I found that funny. And then you got United, which I don't really like. I swear this track listing's wrong. You don't have to be old to be wise. I can't even remember that song. Living After Midnight. Don't really need to hear it again. The Rage and Steel Out. And then you got some bonus tracks. Okay, you got Red, White, and Blue, which no. That bit of hair is really doing my head in. And then you got Grind Alive. Ironic. The irony of that song, that album. Okay, next we've got Sin After Sin, 1977. For years, I always wondered where that building was, because before I had the album, I didn't realise it was a painting. I'm not sure whether it is a real place, but there is a place as you pull into Birmingham, sort of New Street, town centre. If you're from England, you may know, if you're coming from the south into Birmingham New Street, there is a building which kind of looks like that, and I keep thinking maybe that's that, you know. This saying a bad album. What was it? There was two songs I really don't. Well, one song I really don't like. Okay, but you got Sinner, great song. Diamonds and Rust, another great song. Starbreaker's alright. Last Rose of Summer. It lets down the whole album, in my opinion. And then you got Let Us Pray / Call for the Priest. Raw Deal, good one. Here Come the Tears. No. Then you got Dissident Aggressor, which I kind of like. And then there's another one, Race with the Devil. I'm not sure whether that's a cover or not, but it's very bouncy. bit cheesy, bit bouncy. And another bonus track is Jawbreaker Live. And that's that, you know. There's whatever number I'm on. Sin After Sin. Not much you can say. I mean, one thing I did like about the remastered CDs, and this was one of the ones that stood out, is the way that they've got the album art on the CD. I did like that. But, yeah. It works better on some of the other ones, but this one just was intriguing. Next, we've got Point of Entry. 1981, I think. I think so. It doesn't say. I think it was 1981. Yeah, it does. It does say at the top. 1981. I knew. I just have to check. There are some good songs on here, but the album cover sucks ass. I don't get it. You know, me and Pete used to see all the innuendos with some of these album titles. Point of Entry, you know, Screaming for Vengeance, Sin After Sin, Ram It Down, Painkiller. Yeah, I'm trying to think, but we did see some sort of innuendo going on, especially with Point of Entry. Head Out to the Highway is nice, good song. Don't Go. I didn't like it to begin with, but over the years I kind of like it. It's alright. Hot Rockin' is probably the best song on the album for me. Bit too commercial, but I like it. And the video is terrible. You know, what's the deal with Rob doing press ups? What was the one? Well, I don't know. There was another video where there's a racing car game. I think it was, I don't know. Turning Circles, Desert Plains, Solar Angels, You Say Yes, which is a bit, yeah. All the Way, Troubleshooter, On the Sun. Then you got Thunder Road, which is alright, and Desert Plains Alive. You know, you've got the bonus tracks on here. Again, you got the album out on the CD. I think what made it was this sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, but the I keep thinking bullet marks, but they're not bullets. I know they're screws. Well, they kind of look like screws. What are those things called? Rivets. That's one. They kind of look like rivets. Next, we got Redeemer of Souls. Okay, this came out in 2014. I like the artwork. I do. This was the first one not to feature KK. And this, like I said, this is a special book edition. So it's got 2 CDs, got a couple of bonus tracks. You know, the Redeemer of Souls, the artwork. I do kind of like it. Yeah. Oh man, look at the artwork in the book. It's just great. Obviously, it seems all computer generated, but you know, if these are paintings, they're great. Honestly, I wasn't a fan of that logo. Never have been. I still don't like it. Well, it's not that I don't like it, I just don't like it. If that makes any sense. Some good songs, but it seems like all the good songs are on the first part of the album. There you go, there's the band. Yeah. Slightly different sound, not much. But look, man, look at that artwork. Wow, it's good. Good artwork. And discs are falling out. But, yeah. You got Dragonaut. Good song. Redeemer of Souls, I like that song. Whores of Valhalla, I like that one. You know, Sword of Damocles, that's the one. March of the Damned. Down in Flames. And I think it starts going a bit filler. You know, Hell and Back. Cold Blooded. Metalizer's alright. Crossfire, kind of like that one. Secrets of the Dead, Battle Cry, Beginning of the End. You know, it does seem like the first half of it is really good, and then the second half is just like, we need to get this album out. Let's finish it. And then you got bonus disc, which only has 5 tracks. Fair enough. Snakebite, Tears of Blood, Creatures, Bring It On, and Never Forget. I can't remember the second CD. In all honesty, you know, those are the ones that They didn't make it to the album, but obviously they did because it was released in a two disc. And sometimes I like that, you know, the songs that never made it to the album, but maybe not straight away. You know, I'm one for like reflecting years later. So an album comes out 2014. Let's use this one as an example. It came out in 2014, and then there's an album this year which has got songs which didn't make it to the original album. So you'd have like Snakebite and Tears of Blood and so on and so forth. You know, these never made it to the Redeemer of Souls album. Maybe you put 2014, whatever. You know, and then whatever else previous, maybe a double album. I do like that with bands when they do that. Or where's the whole B-side thing? You know, when bands used to have the 7-inch singles, the B-side was not on the album. I did enjoy that. It would make it more worthwhile to buy the single. And then you know, they remaster the CDs and put all these B-sides on anyway. But yeah, Redeemer of Souls. Next up, we've got. I didn't pull out both versions of this. I've got both versions, but I pulled out the Hellbent for Leather album. This is Hellbent for Leather, or otherwise known as Killing Machine. I have got both versions. I think the first version I picked up was titled Hellbent for Leather. I think it's a bit. I don't think there's any difference in the track listing or anything. The artwork. I don't know. Very Command and Conquer, but way before. This one was, I don't know, 78. Yeah, 1978. Okay. Whoa. That I didn't expect. It's got the hinges. Damn it. That was not good. Okay. Let's just forget it. I see what's happened. Oh, the little pin has broken off. Yeah. There we go. I should have brought out Killing Machine. I know that one's not broke. Sucks. Anyway, this is a good album. It's strong. It's a strong album. It's kind of a heavier album as well, as opposed to the previous albums. Delivering the goods, rock forever, even style is a bit cheesy. Hellbent for Leather, everyone knows Hellbent for Leather, great song. Take on the World, I remember it, I think. Burning Up, Green Man Unleash, which is a cover, which I kind of like. I didn't like it at the beginning, probably because I couldn't read Manalishi, but it was catchy. Killing Machine, Running Wild, Before the Dawn, and Evil Fantasies. See, great titles, great songs. And then you got Fight for Your Life and Riding on the Wind Live. You know, it's a good album, very good album. You know, well, obviously I recommend this over British Steel unless you want to be cliche. Go get British Steel. Everyone who's cliche, first album they get, British Steel. I didn't. I've got another cliche album. Anyway, it's not next. Next one is Sad Wings of Destiny. This was 1970 what? I can't remember. 6? Possibly 1976. I don't know. 75, 76. I think it was 76. This was when Rob was known as Robert Halford. It says so on the back. Robert Halford. Great artwork. Classic artwork. Again, it's been put on too many t-shirts, but it's just classic. It's like, I believe it's Icarus, and look, there's one of the very first renditions of the Priest logo, unless that was put in later. I don't know. But you know, Victim of Change is a great song. The Ripper, classic song. Dream and Deceiver, not really a fan of. And you got Deceiver where it kicks in a lot better. Prelude, whatever. Tyrant, Genocide, Epitaph, and Island of Domination. They're all great songs. Apart from Dream and Deceiver, I don't like Dream and Deceiver. It's too mellow, and when Rob does the really low sort of vocals, it kind of doesn't fit for me anyway. When he picks up and goes into a more, what would be the word, more recognizable tone, but not as high, not high pitched squealing and stuff. You know, it does fit a lot better, but it's just too long, too mellow, and yeah, that's that. Next, we got Screaming for Vengeance. Okay, and this is 1982. The artwork is alright. Very, not so much Terrorhawks, but what was it? Anyway, around that time there was quite a few cartoons with the metallic animals, the robot animals, and Power Rangers of the 80s, I suppose you could call it. You know, this has got some of the most well-known songs like the Hellion, Electric Eye. You know, I don't see the point in them having their own track, or I think the Hellion should have been just part of Electric Eye, maybe. But Electric Eye is a great song. Riding on the Wind, Bloodstone, Take These Chains, Pain and Pleasure, Screaming for Vengeance, Star Trek, great song. And You've Got Another Thing Coming, very, very well known. Fever, Devil's Child. And then there's a bonus track of Prisoner of Your Eyes and Devil's Child Live. It's not a bad album. It's a very good album, in fact. Not bad considering it's about 38 years old. Yeah, it's a good album. Check it out. But again, that's been on way too many t-shirts. I've seen a recent one where they've took that and they've took the Priest logo, changed it to coronavirus, and that's the virus, whatever the blood cell looking virus with the pointy bits coming off, whatever the hell it is, the genome, I don't know, the scientific, the magnification of the virus, and it's that, and they've called it, I don't know what the subtitle was, I can't remember, but I did see that, and I thought it was interesting, but a bit crap, holds nothing to this. Next, we've got the Comeback album. Oh, this one's broken as well. Balls. The Comeback. Rob Halford's Comeback, Angel of Retribution. I was intrigued, as I believe everyone was. Rob Halford's coming back to Priest in 2004. And, okay, I did kind of like that one. That version I kind of liked. I don't know why. Right, and I don't know, I think the single was Revolution, right? And I remember seeing that and like, oh, this is great, and it kicks in, it's just so heavy. Well, not heavy, but it's Priest heavy, I loved it, apart from one song, and everyone knows what that song is. Right, you got Judas Rising, Deal with the Devil, Revolution, Judas Rising is a brilliant song. In fact, this first half is great, Worth Fighting For, Demonizer, Wheels of Fire is another great song, Angel, I can't remember Angel, Hell Rider, Eulogy, and then Loch Ness. Loch Ness is a pile of wank. Don't bother with Loch Ness, it's like 10 minutes long, I swear. Can't remember. Or it seems it might only be 2 minutes long and it just lasts forever. It's just... there. Good artwork, interesting artwork. Kind of reminds me of something. It's just that. Yeah, I know what it is. Right, there you go. There you go. It actually reminds me of, particularly that one actually. The Angel of Retribution, as it were. Kind of reminds me of the Red something, whatever the hell it was. The Red Angel from Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, I'm a bit of a geek. Yeah, so that's Angel of Retribution, 2004. It's a great album, bloody good album, bloody good. Okay, next up, this was the song. It was on here. Okay, we've got 1984's Defenders of the Faith. The whole name Defenders of the Faith has become so cliche over the past 10 to 15 years. So that kind of annoys me. The old Chinese tiger, I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's the Metallion. It was okay, right, until I noticed these mutoshes, these Chinese mustache things. Then I couldn't unsee it. And if they weren't there, I think it would look a lot better. But all in all, it's a great cover. I don't find myself listening to this a lot. But when I do listen to it, it's like, yes, I should listen to this more, and then I never do. Free Will Burning. This is the one that I was thinking about earlier when I think it was Point of Entry. I was talking about Hot Rotting. Interesting name. Free Will Burning. The video for that. It's the old arcade games, the racing simulators of the 80s. They were great. I loved them. The steering wheel in front and the whole thing. You stepped into the whole sort of car. They were great. And then you got Jawbreaker, Rock Hard, Ride Free, great song. The Sentinels, great song. Love Bites, it's alright. Okay. Eat Me Alive, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, another classic song. Night Comes Down, Heavy Duty, and Defenders of the Faith, Title Track. Good songs. And then you got a bonus track of Turn On Your Light, and then Heavy Duty / Defenders of the Faith Live. It's good. That's why it's up there. Next, we got the infamous album, Stained Ass, Class. That's another thing. When I was saying about me and Pete talking about Point of Entry and stuff, Stained Ass. The artwork, kind of intriguing. I didn't understand it, although, I don't know. Just thinking. It could look like a slow motion bullet. It's the wrong way though. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. It's a bit heartless, isn't it? You're Exciter is a great song. White Heat, Red Hot. It's a good song. Better by You, Better Than Me. It's a cover, right? It's a cover. Priest got done for it with subliminal messaging. And the subliminal message was, do it. As I've said in a previous video, it took me years. I tried, I had this on vinyl, I was spinning it backwards. I could not hear do it. Right? And I thought I knew what I was supposed to be looking for, so that should make it easier. But nope. And it was only a couple of years ago that I actually heard it, maybe last year. Someone had sampled that bit, reversed it, and it does say do it. Do what? But when the whole incident happened, I know there was a lot of things going around, people saying that, really you should get that kid checked into a psychiatric ward. He's hearing voices telling him to do it. There's nothing on here that says shoot yourself in the head. Weird. So anyway, you got Stained Class, Invader, Saints in Hell, Savage, Beyond the Realms of Death, which in saying that, there was a documentary on the guy, what was his name? Vance. Can't remember his name. All I remember is Vance. There was a documentary, and I think he was talking about Beyond the Realms of Death, and after his incident, because he survived, but he had a hell of a lot of surgery, plastic surgery. James Vance, that was his name. And he'd completely converted against it. It's like priests of the devil, they made me do it. Like his mum his mum was very advocating that he should bring in the PMRC and stuff like that. It was just so stupid. And then for him to completely say every song was shit and every song was telling him to kill himself or worship the devil. It's like, no, it was one song you listened to that you heard voices while you were out of your nut and grabbed a shotgun from somewhere. It's kind of like Resident Evil, shotgun, shells. Like, boom. Let's head to the park and have a good time. Yeah, it gives a whole new meaning to it. It blows my head off, doesn't it? And yeah, Hero's End, I suppose you could tie that into his friend who actually fully went, managed to kill himself, 1978. And it happened how many years? Right, the whole incident happened how many years after this album was released? Because it was in the 80s. It was in the early 80s when it happened. I think it was like 83, something. Maybe something like that. And it was just boom. And then Fire Burns Below, bonus track. And then Better By You, Better Than Me, live. Just to add it. It's a good album. Great album. Next up, we got the latest album. I was shocked. I love this. I really do love this. It could be because it's new. But looking at it now, I can see the cover, right? And I can't unsee the cover now I've seen the cover, if this makes any sense. Before I had the album, I thought it was like the Screaming for Vengeance cover, but sort of updated and blown apart, and it was just the back end. I can't see it anymore. It was the eagle. That's the back end of the eagle. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, maybe the eagle was like down here and blowing up, and these are the bits of it. But now, obviously, I can see it a lot better. Like, there's the head, the shoulder, the arm, the guns, and the legs. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think this one doesn't have Glenn Tipton either. This surprisingly is a good album. I was actually intrigued by that. Does it tell you? Does it tell you the lineup? Yeah, it does. No, Tipton was on this album, so he must have left after the album. I can't remember. But if I hold up to the light, you can see the shiny bits. I like that effect. That's book edition. This is a very big album, surprisingly. I wasn't expecting this, but then again, Redeemer of Souls is kind of big. Firepower, everyone knows Firepower. Lightning Strike, Evil Dies, Never the Heroes, Necromancer, Children of the Sun, Guardians, Rising from Ruins, Flamethrower, Spectre, Traitor's Gate, No Surrender, Lone Wolf, Sea of Red. It's a good album. Like I said, it could be because I've not long got it. I didn't get it when it was released because I think I was broke or something, and then I just kept forgetting. Whenever I had money, I kept forgetting, and then it was like I was sorting out my CDs like last month or something, and I had one cabinet full of CDs, and they were there like that in alphabetical and chronological order. And those CDs on top of it, on top of going up, and they were all over the place. So I needed another cabinet, which I filled up typically, and I've still got CDs on top of CDs. Well annoying, but yeah, this is a great album. The album, I do like it. Now I've seen it for what it is. I do kind of like the what is it? Titanicus. I kind of like that. I do like the way that Priest have kind of created new mascots over the years, and not so much kept them as a mascot like Eddie or Vic Rattlehead. I can't think who else got mascot. Murray from Dio. I do kind of like the constant change in album mascot, I suppose. That's a good album. Like I say, it's maybe because it's new, maybe it'll slip down in a few months, but I like it at the moment. Right, next up, we got one that a lot of people seem to hate. I'm surprised. Actually, the next one, a lot of people hate. Right, Ram It Down. I like this album. Okay, yeah, this is another one where it's very innuendoed, very tongue-in-cheek. No pun intended. I like this album. Aside from, I'm tired of hearing Johnny Be Good. I'm getting tired of the title track. I love the title track. Heavy Metal's a good song. Love Zone's a bit. It's okay. It does kind of scream Danger Zone to me. I think that's just in the title. I was listening to this like 2 hours ago. I can't remember. Come and Get It. To me, that just makes me think of Whitesnake, but it's not. Hard as Iron. Blood Red Skies. I like that one. I'm a Rocker. I used to try and think of that as my anthem back in the day. Yeah, now I can't really pull off the image anymore. I suppose I could if I tried, but take a lot of effort, and that means me getting up out of bed and stuff. And due to this lockdown, I'm not getting out of bed till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's because I'm not going to sleep till about 4 o'clock in the morning. But hey, yeah, I'm a rocker. Johnny Be Good. I've heard it way too many times. I liked the cover when I first heard it. I really enjoyed it. And then you got Love You to Death and Monsters of Rock. There's 2 live bonus tracks, The Night Comes Down and Bloodstone. This was 1988. I may have told you that. I do kind of like the album art as well. It's like me against the world, so to speak, and that's the way it kind of is, because a lot of people don't like this album. I do. It's me against the world. Also, this was supposed to be part 2. Right. If I get on to the next one, I'll explain more. Okay. Next one, my number 2. I didn't appreciate this till years later. And it's Turbo, 1986. When you first hear it, you're like, what the fuck is this? You know, with all the synths and everything going on. But as time progressed, I started really enjoying it. You got Turbo Lover, which a good song. I prefer Locked In. There is no pun intended in that. I've just put that together. You got Private Property. They're great songs. Parental Guidance is a bit commercial. Rock You All Around the World again. It's very sort of anthemy in its own way. Out in the Cold, I'm not a fan of that. It's a bit too, not so much creepy, but it's got a weird sound. Wild Nights, Hot and Crazy Days. I think that was a bit of a weak song. Hot for Love, Reckless, and then you got All Fired Up, which is a bonus track, and Locked In Live. We are locked in and we are live. Well, I'm not live, this is pre-recorded. Well, not at the moment, it's live, but when you watch it, it'll be pre-recorded, so that kind of makes sense. You know what I'm on about. Anyway, what I was saying about these two is that when Turbo was in the studio, or however you want to put it, at some point during the process, they wanted, I think they had all of this ready, and they wanted to release a double album. So this is the more synth based, this is the more guitar based, and double album back in '86. And they said no, and possibly they used all the stuff from these sessions on here. I don't know. But I really do like this album. After years and years, I did like the odd song. I used to like Parental Guidance, and now I don't like it so much. But yeah, that's my number 2. I like it. I don't care. I can't get the sleeves back in. And my number 1, if you're a Priest fan, you'll know what it is. And it's kind of cliche, but I enjoyed it before it was cliche. Right? Painkiller. I love the artwork. Right? I'm sick of the title track. I'm absolutely sick to death of it. More so than Breaking the Law. I'm sick of Breaking the Law. I'm sure everyone is sick of Breaking the Law. The song, I know there are people out there who enjoy Breaking the Law, but I'm not talking about the song here. Okay? I am so sick of the title track. This it was one of the first that I heard, if not the first. I did hear the odd song or something, but this was the first album that I bought. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So going to the previous albums, especially going into the 70s albums or pre-Turbo, everything seems a bit dairy milk. Because this seems so full, so heavy, and so fast. You got Hell Patrol. This came out in 1990, by the way. Hell Patrol, All Guns Blazing. They're all great songs. Leather Rebel, Metal Meltdown, Nightcrawler, Between the Hammer and the Anvil. I'll tell Pete about that on another thing. Something else about that. Touch of Evil, it's a classic song, but I'm not too much of a fan of A Touch of Evil. You got Battle Hymn, and then One Shot of Glory I really enjoy. And Living Bad Dreams, I'm not a fan of that one. This is a bonus track. And then you got Leather Rebel Live. But yeah, I don't think there's much extra album art. Just looking at a CD, man, it brings back memories. Just looking at it, it just brings back memories. I don't know how. Probably because I'll tell you something else about this album as well. Right, probably because when I first got this album, loved the artwork, and decided to try and get it tattooed on me. Problem was, I went to the market. I got what I call my paracetamol guy. I don't know whether you can see that because of the light. I can't see it because of the light, but this is my paracetamol guy. Not so much a painkiller, but paracetamol at best. Never bothered to get it coloured in because I was broke. I think that cost me 35 quid. They're like, yeah, I'll do it. 35 quid. I'm like, yeah, fucking. There's me thinking, I'm going to come out with that. This is going to be brilliant. It's only going to cost me 35 quid. Yeah, they gave me the price and they told me that's what I was going to get. I was young and stupid. And yeah. What was it about this album? Yeah. Right. Going back to the Stained Ass album, the Better By You Better Than Me, the infamous case. Right, the guy who survived, what was his name? James Vance? Yeah, James Vance. Right, he survived. But several years later, I think it was in '88, he died of an overdose of painkillers. And that's where I thought this was a bit of a piss take. Not so much, yeah. Also, ram down the painkillers. Painkiller, yeah. So not so much a piss take, but more of a weird coincidence that the guy dies from ODing on painkillers and has caused all them problems for the band, for many bands, for a lot of bands at that time, caused all these problems which never existed just because he was stupid enough to shoot himself in the head. ODs on painkillers, like, yeah, I'll name an album after you. Also, it's in the lyrics as well. Hang on, no. Has it got the lyrics? Yes, it's got the lyrics. Okay, so you got Faster Than a Bullet, Terrifying Scream. So, poof. One survives, is screaming at the other one because the other one's dead. Or maybe he's in pain. But yeah, he's probably in pain. Enraged and full of anger. Yeah. He's half man and half machine. That's a little bit more out there. Rides the Metal Monster, Breathing Smoke and Fire. Breathing Smoke and Fire. Shotguns tend to smoke and they have a little bit of a spark. Closing in with Vengeance, Soaring Higher. Bullet going to the Brain, I don't know. Planet's Devastated, which kind of, yeah. Mankind's on its knees. More bands were kind of on their knees. They were at the mercy of the PMRC. A saviour comes from out the skies to answer to their pleas. I don't know what the saviour was, but whatever it was, it must have existed. It must have happened because there's no more PMRC. Through boiling clouds of thunder, blasting bolts of steel. Evil's going under deadly wheels. And then you got Faster Than a Laser Bullet. Louder Than an Atom Bomb. I'm sure it was very loud. Chromium plated, boiling metal, brighter than a cell 1,000 suns. I don't know. Okay, so you see the weird coincidences in that song, and if you look at the rest of the album, you have One Shot of Glory, All Guns Blazing. Touch of Evil, no. Yeah, okay, that'll do. That's my ranking, okay? So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the little stories, the conspiracy maybe. Well, that conspiracy is something that I've put together. So it's not an official one. If you want to start it, make it an official theory, go for it. It is very coincidental, but I kind of enjoy it. And yeah, so if you enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe, ring the bell. Yeah, no point ringing the bell. You'll get a notification anyway. I don't know. Ring the bell if you want. Hell's bells. That's a stupid thing to say. And leave comments. Yeah, leave a comment. Like, give me your versions of your ranking. That'd be interesting to read. So always good to read them instead of the stupid insults. If you're gonna insult me, come up with something better than you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. It's what I like to listen to. Read it. Listen to it. Watch it. And it says it's my ranking. You fwatum. Right. Anyway, happy lockdown. Mamsi Bula. And I'll catch you next time. Take care. Stay safe. What else to say?